Dun Show's World.
Welcome to Show's World Gamers. Josh here, and as this week draws to a close, I wanted to take a moment to look at this week's biggest news stories. Some of the gaming announcements this week was crazy with gaming announcements. We had so many awesome showcases, and take a look at some of this week's new video game releases. But if this is your first time on the channel, do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the fun. Alright gamers, let's kick off this week in review with this week's news stories. Now, Xbox's gaming showcase took place this week, and they absolutely knocked it out of the park. This was exactly what the company needed. No filler, just huge game after huge game. We saw our first looks at Doom: The Dark Ages, gameplay for Perfect Dark, and Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, the awesome looking new RPG Expedition 33, and the big closeout of the show, Gears of War D-Day. Then afterwards, we got a deep dive on Call of Duty Black Ops 6, which actually has me pretty excited about jumping into the campaign. It looks fantastic. Also, Game Fest 24 took place, announcing and updating over 50 games during the 2-hour broadcast. And it was followed directly after by a day of devs that had even more indie announcements. The showcase kicked off with LEGO Horizon, the LEGO version of the PlayStation Studio popular series. We then got another look at Monster Hunter Wilds, some cool announcements like Killer Bean, a disappointing update on Skate, and much more. The show ended with the new trailer for Phantom Blade Zero. Now, the biggest surprise of this whole week came to us with the very first trailer shown last Friday at the Summer Games Fest. The newest LEGO game was unveiled as expected after we got kind of some leaks last week. It is a LEGO version of the popular first-party PlayStation Studio franchise, Horizon. The surprise came at the end of the trailer though, as the game will be coming to the Nintendo Switch also. Now, we also got just an amazingly detailed look at the upcoming Super Nintendo World Land coming to the brand new Epic Universe theme park scheduled to open in 2025 as part of the Universal Orlando Resort. A new preview center for the park includes an awesome to scale model showing off the park and giving us our most complete look at both the Mushroom Kingdom area of Super Nintendo World along with the all new Donkey Kong Country Land, which is much larger than I expected. Next up, we're going to take a look at some gaming announcements, and this week was packed with announcements. There was a lot of gaming showcases, but we're just going to talk about kind of 5 that really caught my eye here. And we're going to start with Clair Obscur Expedition 33. It was unveiled at the Xbox Gaming Showcase, and this game, well, it just looks awesome. It is scheduled for a 2025 release on the PlayStation 5, PC, and Xbox Series systems. Now, this is a turn-based RPG game, but with reactive controls that allow you to block, parry, deal extra damage, and more by hitting the right button at the right time. Now, in the game, you go on a quest to destroy the Paintress, who once a year paints a number on her monolith. Then everyone that age turns to smoke and fades away.
Expedition 33.
Now, Doom: The Dark Ages was shown off at the Xbox Showcase, and it looks to be one of the biggest releases of 2025. The game looks awesome, and this new setting adds a ton of new gameplay additions to the fast, extremely brutal gameplay of the series. We even see Doomslayer in a mech. The game is scheduled to release on the PlayStation 5, PC, and Xbox Series systems, and will also actually be a day 1 release on Game Pass. Now, Perfect Dark finally was revealed with a super impressive looking trailer showing off impressive visuals and awesome looking first person espionage style gameplay that is definitely a must for the franchise. No release date was given, but this first look definitely has gamers excited to get their hands on this upcoming game. Now, Quidditch Champions is a sports game taking place in the Wizarding World from the Harry Potter universe. The game is scheduled to come to the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series systems. I also expect a Nintendo version at some point, but no news was given at this time. They might be holding off for the next Nintendo console, if it's going to be Switch 2 or whatever, to be announced, and it's probably going to go to there. Now, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind was shown off with an all-new gameplay trailer, and, well, this game just looks amazing. At its base, it looks like a really cool beat-em-up in the cool pixel style of games like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, but it looks to add on that with a variety of different level styles beyond the standard beat-em-up style. Alright gamers, let's finish up with this week's new video game releases. Now, Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance released this week on the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series systems. This does include the original storyline, along with a brand new tale of revenge by the Fallen to play through. Either story path you choose will be filled with conflicting and tragic choices, forcing you to confront which ideology you are willing to fight for. Now, Rocket Knight Adventures Resparked released this week on the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, PC, and Nintendo Switch. This is a collection of 3 classic games from the popular 16-bit series. You play as an armored-clad possum, armed with a sword and a rocket pack on a side-scrolling 2D adventure to thwart the evil villains. Now, V Rising released this week on the PC and is a console exclusive for the PlayStation 5. The game is an action role-playing game, kind of a survival-style game. You awaken after a century-long slumber as a vampire and must hunt for blood to regain your strength and avoid the sun as you explore a dark fantasy world filled with dangerous creatures as you rebuild your castle. Now, Monster Hunter Stories released this week on the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, PC, and mobile, and it is a remastered version of the classic 3DS game. The game is a turn-based RPG that takes the world of Monster Hunter and expands upon it, as you actually take control of a rider instead of the normal hunter. Like in the traditional Monster Hunter games, you can also hatch monsters from eggs that will battle alongside with you. Alright gamers, that concludes this week in review for the week ending on June 14th. The week started with the Summer Games Fest announcing a bunch of new upcoming games. Then, the Xbox Showcase took the stage and nailed it with a huge lineup of games. And the week ended with everyone eagerly anticipating the June Nintendo Direct. But let me know anything we may have missed in the comments, and thanks for joining us today, gamers. Shoach World, out.